Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
I'm Fitzroy, and you are?
I'm Coleen.
Is it possible to give us a synopsis of yourself, please?
I can try. My name is Reverend Coleen Kusi Agyapong. I'm originally from Jamaica. I've been here in the UK for just over 20 years. I'm a veteran of the British Army. Loved it. What else would you like to know?
What was it like for you growing up within your community? You're originally from Jamaica.
Yes.
Could you be more specific whereabouts in Jamaica you're from?
Yes, I'm a country girl. I was from the countryside in Jamaica, where Bob Marley is from. We lived about maybe 6 miles from Bob Marley, so you know we've got the rhythm, we've got the vibe. Yeah. Growing up in rural Jamaica was fun. Life was free. We spend our days either going to school or working on the farm. It was a very small community, very small community, which made it safe, and absolutely everybody knows everybody. So if you misbehave, before you get home, your parents would have heard about it. Everybody was your mother, everybody was your father. Your neighbor could see you on the street and whoop you, could slap you if you were misbehaving. So that's the sort of upbringing we had. I grew up with my grandparents. They were farmers. So the day started very early and it ended very late. While some children look forward to the summer holidays, in Jamaica, nobody, unless you're rich, and we were not rich, you wouldn't look forward to the summer holidays, because during the summer holidays, it's just farm. You go to the farm in the morning, you don't come back until the afternoon. Forget Popeye and Olive Oil, forget the Thundercats, forget cartoons. No, just farm. But it made us very strong and resilient. So my childhood was very good, very good.
What's the name of that community you were brought up
Alva, St. Anne.
in? What school did you attend?
My first school was Alva Primary School, and then we went on to a Bucknut Gallimore School, which we have, every school has got a WhatsApp group now. We have a WhatsApp group at Bucknut Gallimore School. My friends from high school are still my friends now. It was really good. The principal was awesome. It was a Christian school, so there was no short skirt. Skirt has to be touching your ankle. There was no rolling up business going on those times. So yeah, and after that, I went to work on the farm with my mom, and that's how we were living. When I came to the UK now, that's when I went to tertiary education here in the UK.
Roughly what age did you came to the UK?
Oh, I came at, oh God, how do I say it so you don't guess my age? So I came to the UK when I was 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't ask what age I am now.
No, I won't. As it relates to your military background, how did you become aware of the military?
Came to the UK, came to go to university. So when I came, I was walking around in Croydon. That time it was very expensive. Well, it's still expensive now as a student. I was walking around Croydon, and the army was doing a recruitment drive in West Croydon. And I've forgotten what his name was, but he was a captain, a black captain. And he called me and said, "Oh, why don't you join the army?" And I looked at him, "For what?" Look at me, for what? Yeah. And then he said something that made me change my mind. So I turned around and I went back and said, "You said what?" And then he sold it to me. And at that time you could actually, there was a recruitment office right there in West Croydon. So I started the process, did the test. I don't remember, I think it was the BARB test. We did that. And then Afghanistan broke out. And then my mom said, "No, you can't join the army. You're going to die." And of course, because she's a praying mother,
yes, of course,
I believed her. But God had a different plan. So it came around again after a year. The gentleman called me and said, "No, you're not going to die." Finish the process, and I did. And that's how I ended up in the army.
I'm going to drag your memory. Week 1, day 1, basic training.
Oh God. They tell you to have a diary, right? You had a diary. Everybody had a diary. And in my diary, at that time, I was a Christian. I know God, but I wasn't following God. Okay. So week 1, day 1, in my diary, God would not be proud what I wrote in it.
All right.
I have to explain it. God will not be proud what I wrote in it, because I remember turning up for week 1, day 1. I had earrings, all my earrings here, my jeans, my top. And I thought, okay, yeah, this is easy. 12 weeks is nothing. We work on a farm. And then I had my ring, I had a ring, had C, my initials on it. And then I remember this section commander, Sergeant Barquez. Oh my God. She called me over and said, "You're pretty." I said, "Thank you." And then she said, "You're not going to speaking to me like this in the next 5 minutes." And I'm thinking in my head, I can take you. I can take you. I can take you. And then when they started, immediately it was like a shift. They were all happy, nice and smiling, greeting you, like in my ring, telling me I'm pretty. The next 5 minutes, "Get over here." I said, "No, not for me." So I went back to my room and all of us gathered up and said, "No, we're not going to do this. There's a better way." And then this other girl that was, I think she was part of the first troop, but she got back squadded. She said, "No, don't go yet. Wait until tomorrow." And I looked at her and said, "I hope you're not a tortoise or an owl, because whichever you are, I will chew you. I will eat you." Because I'm telling her, she said, "Wait until tomorrow," because I could then see what she's saying. Every day will be another tomorrow. So I said, "Okay, let's wait until tomorrow." The following day, the same thing. As she was coming over to our group, I said, "If you say wait until tomorrow." And she laughed and she said, "But look, we've done the first week. Only 11 more to go." Day 1, week 1, that diary. I mean, I still have the diary. Yeah, I do.
You'd have gone on exercises during basic training. How did you find it?
It was emotionally difficult, not physically, because as I said, we are farmers from Jamaica. Farmers in Jamaica, we work hard, long days hard. So it wasn't physically difficult. The exercises, carrying the bags, the burgans on your back, carrying the weapon, it was easier than carrying water on your head or fertilizer on your head for miles and miles and miles. So the physical aspect of the exercise was not the challenge for me. It is the emotional and social aspect of the exercise. The social aspect in that we bath every day. So not being able to bath every day, it really took a toll on me. I couldn't deal with that. So that really sapped me, because what I was expecting, I didn't get, and what I wasn't expecting, I got. So, you know, it really shocked me to the point that I went to my section commander. I said, "Look, I can't do this. I have to shower. He said, "Where are you going to shower?" And he said to me, "Are you going to in a pot and shower, Fraser?" I said, "No, in a pot and shower, but I need to shower." And I'm smelling. I said, "Look, I don't smell right." And he said, "You smell fine to me." I said, "Yes, that's because you stink." And he looked at me. This was my section commander, a corporal. I said, "You stink." I couldn't deal with that. So I got show parade for that statement. I got punished for that statement. The social aspect of it, the physical aspect was fine. The tabbing, the running, the making, the cooking the food outside, all that was easy because we've done that. But not being able to shower for 3 days was difficult.
How did you felt on your passing out parade?
My passing out parade was really tough for me, because it was a day that my sister was being buried, because my sister died when I was in basic training. My mom said, "Don't come home for the funeral. She's already dead. There's nothing you can do."
Or my condolences.
Oh, thank you. My section commander as well, Sergeant, very lovely man, Scottish, absolutely fantastic. He encouraged me, said the same thing. "She's already dead. If you go back with just 3 weeks to your passing out, you're going to be back squadded. So you're going to have to possibly do another 6 weeks on top of that. So wait, as soon as you pass out, then go back." So on my passing out parade, I don't remember much at all. I remember being there, but my mind and spirit was elsewhere. But I do have some pictures to show that I actually passed out.
And you were very proud on that day?
I was very proud. I was very, 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 very proud. Yeah, I did it.
Leaving basic training, going on to your phase 2, the corps that you were a part of, is that a corps you initially want to be a part of?
I was in the RLC, Royal Logistic Corps, but I started out as a driver, and I don't like driving. I do not like driving. I didn't like it. So when I went to my phase 2 training and I was doing the driving, It was hard. I did it, but it was hard. Then I said to my troop commander that I don't want to be a driver. I don't like being a driver. I said to him, well, you know, drivers have got a certain mentality and a certain way, and I'm not like that. And he agreed. So his name was Sergeant. It was very lovely. See, I remember all these key guys in the army. It was very, very lovely. So he said to me, if I change from a driver to become a mover, then I'd have to move from the squadron where I was to go to another one. And the other one, they weren't so nice. They weren't so friendly. They were so rigid, so strict. Nobody smiled in that squadron. And I said to him, look, you know what? I go and think about if I want to be a driver or if I want to do that. And he said, no. He actually said, no, Fraser, you're a very smart girl, so go. And he said to me, I'm sure when you go there, they'll start to smile. So he helped me. I retrained from a driver to become a mover.
What I didn't ask, which year did you enlisted?
2004, 02, 03, 04.
Leaving phase 1, phase 2, going on to your actual unit. Did you realize any difference then as it relates to basic training phase 2 and actual unit?
Yes. When we went to the unit, as a mover, you had to go to another set of training. So when you finish phase 2, when you go to your unit, you have another training as a mover. But then life was so much easier. In a sense, for most people, it became harder. For the mature ones, it became easier because you are not supervised so much. But then it got a lot of people in trouble because with the supervision, they were able to flow. Without the supervision, they got in a lot of trouble. And the army believes in blanket punishment. Somebody messes up, everybody messes up. So being an older recruit, I used to wake everybody up. I used to go to the male quarters, walk in and wake them up. Oh, you can't be in here. I said, no, I am here. And I'd wake them up because if somebody's late, we all get punished. But I love the freedom that I got in my unit. It was really good.
How long were you in this country prior to joining the army?
About 4 months or so.
The reason I ask, how did you deal with acclimatization?
Oh God, I didn't deal with acclimatization. I'm still learning acclimatization. When I came, the sun would be out, right? And I'd wear my little mini skirt, my little spaghetti strap dress, because the sun was out. And then you'd go out in the sun and within 5 minutes I'm crying because it's freezing cold. So it was difficult, absolutely difficult. But it's one of those things again. And not just the climate, the food. The food was something. The eggs. I remember once I went and I saw English breakfast and I went, oh God, like this. And I saw the eggs on the plate and everything, the bacon, the sausage, the beans, the black pudding, the mushroom, the tomatoes, everything. It looks beautiful. Went in and I ordered, and it was like £3.50 or so. I'm talking about in 2005. And I ordered it. And then it came and the egg was raw. Well, not raw, because now I eat the egg like that. But at that time, it would be what I considered raw. And I asked the guy, what is this? What is this? I didn't ask you for raw food. I want a fried egg. He said, this is a fried egg. I said, no, this egg is raw. Look, it's running. He said, do you want it well done? I said, what do you mean? I don't understand the well done. So I said, no, I want it fried. I want all of this, the yolk hard. Looking back, that was very embarrassing. I hope this guy doesn't watch this video and say, oh, I remember her. Yeah, so the food was really hard to get used to. The lack of salt, the lack of seasoning, the lack of pepper. But now I really like it. The lack of salt, the lack of seasoning, the lack of pepper. I really enjoy it like that.